All right, good morning, everybody. Hey, we have a good turnout today. That's good. After the holiday break and all the turkey, I wrote in my notes, what did I write? I said, looks like people are still on break. But that's not true today, huh? You guys are all here. That's great. All right, good. See? You got to improvise. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, never mind. I said, hey, looks like a lot of you are still on break today. Too bad for those that didn't make it, because underneath each of your chairs, you have a free iPad mini. And I was going to do that, but there are too many of you, so anyway. Okay. But, the holiday season is officially here, isn't it? I mean, even though it was later in the year, Thanksgiving, it came at the appropriate time, it still feels so fast to me. It's so quick, because Thanksgiving truly marks that official holiday shopping season, doesn't it? It's time for all of us to get on that, and get on the ball and get your lists filled. As we drive through the neighborhoods, we already see the Christmas lights. You already see Christmas lights up everywhere, right? Not at our house. We didn't do that yet. But I'm already feeling that pressure and the stress to get everything set up, And the holidays are a time for giving, time for gratitude. But lately I fear that with all the commercialism, how many Black Friday emails did you guys get in your inbox, right? Tons of them. So with all that commercialism and our consumer appetite, right? Our appetite to want stuff, I feel that we've lost our way a little bit. We've gotten a little off track of what the holidays really mean. And it's tough because there's a lot of pressure to gift giving. There's a lot of pressure. There's so much expectation, don't you think, in gift giving? And it's not enough that you just got to think about what to get somebody, right? You think about it, you come up with an idea, then you got to go out and get it, right? You got to wait in all the lines, you have to find it in the store, you got to price compare and all that. It's a lot of pressure. And then, not only do you have to get them a gift, it has to be a surprise. You got to get them a gift, you got to wrap it up so they don't know what it is, And that extra step is what really stresses me out. Not because I can't rap, because I can rap. I'm a rapper. No, but no, I can't rap. I'm a terrible gift rapper. But that extra step of having to make it a surprise, if you think about it, isn't that so much pressure? You got to make it a surprise. Gosh, it's not like, here's a Keurig, and it's just unwrapped. You know what it is. No expectations have not been met. It's set. But you got to make it a surprise. And then, because when somebody gives you a gift, when you give somebody else a gift, what do you always do? What does everybody in this room do? All of you good-natured, proper people, what do you do? What do you always say? No matter how big it is, you go, oh, it's just a little something. Right? Don't you do that? We all do that. Oh, it's nothing. Especially our older Japanese generation. Oh, nanimo kore, and they give you the thing. And why do you say that? You say it because you already know that whatever you give them can never match the expectation created in their mind, right? And you can't help it because no matter what happens, it's human nature. Even if someone hands you a tiny box, I don't care what anybody thinks. When you get that box for the first time they hand it to you, you have this tendency to go, oh, what's in that box? What's in that box, right? And then your imagination, you can't even control it. It just runs wild, right? And nowadays, technology comes in really small packages, so it could be something really good, Oh, what is it? Oh, she got me iPhone 6, Oh, Jesus. And you're like, thanks, Keith isn't going to buy me an iPhone 6. He's not. But that expectation in your mind still goes that way, right? And it still just psychs you out, and it makes you think that. So it's funny because, it's your own selfish ego. It's not the case, but your mind still plays tricks on you, and it still goes. I wish there was like a app on a smartphone, an app that I can just hold up and point to somebody, and it'll be like the proper gift-giving app. I can just, what do I get now? Oh, hey, and it'll just tell you what to get that person, And you can even put down, casual acquaintance, office worker, or girlfriend, and then hit the button, and it goes right to Amazon, gives you 3 choices, and today you just push the button, it will come gift wrapped right to their address, right? In 2 days if you have Prime. 48 that amazes me. That amazes me. But again, that's not what gift giving is about, right? You can't, even if there was an app and you got the perfect thing that you wanted, still wouldn't be happy. That's not the point, It's the thought that counts, right? That's the other big phrase. It's the thought that counts. You're supposed to reflect your understanding of the other person you're buying the gift for. You're supposed to have that thoughtfulness, right? That's why that phrase, it's the thought that counts. So despite all the gifts you receive, all those weird sweaters, is my mom here today? That denim cat shirt that she got Janet one year. Oh man, it was this crazy cowboy cats on a denim shirt. Thanks, Mom, All right, don't watch the video, Mom. Anyway, you remember that cat shirt? Anyway, and all these weird funky scarves and all those weird things that you get, But again, we're not supposed to monku, right, as Buddhists, right? So for those of you that never heard that term, what does monku mean? Complain. We are not supposed to monku. What am I going to do? What do Japanese people always get you? When you got people that come back from Japan, or when you go to Japan, do you know what they always get you? Handkerchiefs. Can I get it? Yeah? Huh? You know what I'm talking about? I've never used a handkerchief in my life. I think it's gross. Put it back in your pocket. Nah, I don't do that. And then wipe your eye after. But it's the thought, right? Don't they always give you handkerchiefs? And then you're like, oh, thanks. And you throw it in your big handkerchief pile. But again, as a Buddhist, we are not supposed to monku and complain about a bad gift. Or, we're not supposed to think that way, right? We're not supposed to even have those kinds of expectations. Because a good Buddhist always tries to see any situation with the right view, right? And that's what it means. The right view doesn't mean right or wrong, but it means right way to see things that are universally true, right? To see things as they truly are, not just from my personal view, but as they truly are. How we see things can sometimes be even more important than the very thing we're looking at, How we see it is even more important than what it truly is, because it's how we interpret everything. And how we choose to view the world controls how we experience the world. Okay? So that's why it's such an important teaching. So I'm going to show you an image here really quick that I found. And this is called the candle problem. So before we go to the next slide, there was a little, and if you've seen it already, don't yell out the answer and ruin it for everybody else. Don't be that person. Okay, there's a little experiment where they asked people to come in, and they said, here are some objects on this table, and we want you to find out a way to secure the candle to the wall and light it and make it in such a way that the wax will not touch the table. Okay, so show this next picture. So there's a candle there. What is that? Some thumbtacks, right? And a book of matches, okay? So they asked people to secure the candle, just to that wall, the immediate wall to the left, and secure it there, light the candle, and have it burn in such a way that no wax will drip on the table. Some people think they're smart and they try to thumbtack the candle, right? Obviously, you can't thumbtack a candle to the wall. And even if you did, the wax would still drip, right? Other people lit the match and they tried to melt the wax on the candle and stick it in the wall, right? But then the wax is still going to drip on the table, and it wouldn't stick anyway. So can you guys figure this out? Huh? You think about it. Okay, so let me show you the answer. We'll show the next slide. Oh. Isn't it interesting that we say using the things on the table, right? But when you're viewing that first slide, you saw the thumbtacks, you saw the box they were in, but the way you viewed it, the way your mind already jumped to those conclusions based on your personal assumptions, you never thought of the box itself, the container for the thumbtacks, as another one of the objects you could use, right? It's because of the way your mind and the way you view the solution. So let's show you the next slide. If we presented the problem like this, maybe more of you would have figured out. Do you see the difference between this slide and the first slide? Such a subtle difference. It's all the same stuff, right? It's exactly the same stuff. But isn't it interesting that once you change the way you look at something just a little bit, just enough to jog your mind and to erase your predispositions and your personal experiences, you can come up with a solution a lot easier. And I thought that was really, really interesting. And before I go to the next one, I'm going to prep it for you. This next slide, it's a real short video clip, but I just thought it was cool. And I love subscribing to this YouTube channel. There's a guy named Bruspup, anyway, and he does these illusions all the time. And I just love this guy's channel. So this next slide, and we'll go to it here, and I'm going to ask Janet to play the video here. And I want you to just kind of watch this because it'll show you. I know you got to wiggle the cursor around. Yeah, there you go. And watch this video. So watch it. There it is. Ooh. Oh. There you go. There's a picture of my garage right there. And obviously, as you walk back to the proper perspective, isn't that neat? And that's just a square to line up your vision. I love that. I love that so much because that right there, that little clip truly embodies everything. If our minds are not open, if our ego is so strong that it overwhelms our perspective or our viewpoint or the way we are looking at something. If you're standing from the side, all you can see is garbage and clutter and disorganization. That's all you can see because you're standing from here and looking at it from the side. Until you can open your mind and maybe see a different point of view or somebody else's point of view, you won't be able to see the bigger picture, and this is what right view means. It's not about one way is wrong or one way is right, but it's about seeing it in a way that is universally true so we can see a true image that everybody can't see. And the final clip, I just had to add in because I've always wanted to figure out a way to incorporate this in one of my talks. Before we play it, this is from Malcolm in the Middle. I don't even watch that show, but for whatever reason, I happen to see this episode. And before you play it, you can cue up the thing, but before you play it, the mom in Malcolm in the Middle is mom running her household with a crazy husband and her crazy kids. And the mom is always right. Mom is always right. Never, ever wrong. Never sees it another way. And perhaps this lesson is not the right lesson, but she always, because mom is always right anyway, but she gets into this little, she does this traffic thing, and it gets caught on one of these surveillance cameras at a nearby drugstore. And the police officer gave her a little traffic ticket for cutting this guy off, right? And she's all, I did not cut anybody off. I checked my blind spot. I am sure of it. And he goes, well, I got video of you right here. So he plays the video for her and says, I got you right on video. Clear. Oh, no, that's not the right one. That's not the right one. Back it up. Back it up one. Back it up. Oh, wait. Wait, go up. That was the right one. Okay, you're right. Mom's always right. You're right, I'm sorry. That was the right one. That's the right one. That's the right one. You're right. Okay, so he's all like, look, I found the surveillance tape. And he goes, that's the mom in the minivan. Oh, she cut him off, right? That is video. And he goes, oh my gosh, mom was wrong. That's what Malcolm's saying right there, okay? So you saw it with your own eyes. Everybody in this room, right? If you were a jury, and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I would like to present Exhibit A. This is the video of mom cutting him off. Would you all pretty much say, yeah, she cut her off, right? Clearly she cut her off, okay? But guess what? That's one perspective. Now let's go to this one. That was not my fault. You got to go up to play video, start slideshow. Oh, she knows how to use PowerPoint. There, who is really at fault? That's the right one. Okay, so watch this from another view. There's the minivan, see it? Oh. Okay, that's the last one. That's the last. Oh, no, yeah, you can click the last slide if you want, but, okay. It's interesting, right? Well, you know it's a trick because I'm showing it to you, but if you only saw Exhibit A, you would have been so certain of yourself. You would have been so certain of your view and your conclusion. You would have been you could have left that jury in 5 minutes guilty. She cut him off. Clearly, she deserves the traffic violation. But to have right view, it's not seeing the world only through your view and your perspective or the way you want to see it. It is to see the world as it truly is, okay? As it truly is. And so that's what right view is about, and that's what I hope you all remember today, okay? So during this time of holiday giving, I want all of us to try and take a step back and remember what the true spirit of this season represents. Let's try not to be greedy, and only think of the things you want and the things that you wish for. Let's take time to truly reflect on all the things you have and be genuinely grateful for them all. And let's also think about how many others are less fortunate than you are here today. Our lives are already full of so much excess, right? So how much more do we really need to be happy? So I hope you guys remember that this holiday season. And if you'll please join me in closing Gassho. I wrote a poem. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all of my dreams were filled up with toys and gadgets and things. I wished for more video games. I wanted more clothes. I longed for more things than my house could ever hold. I never once stopped to think about others who wish for a heart for their sister or brother, or need a warm place to sleep for the night. I never once thought of how hard they must fight. So I will be grateful for all that I am and practice right view the very best that I can. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.